2012 is the 100th anniversary of this wonderful sci-fi creation, and well, Edgar Rice Burroughs' books have been the basis for many a sci-fi film and many a sci-fi novel. I don't know whether you felt a little bit of that sci-fi weight of history on your shoulders, where you thought, this is a film or a book that's been...
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my job is to make it my own, you know, and no one's going to put more pressure on it than me. You know, to breathe life into this guy and enhance your escape as much as I can when you're watching the film, you know. And then when you're sitting down with a storyteller like Andrew Stanton, and you got that script in front of you, you know, you're in pretty great hands. And with that enhances that, you know, you just want to do more for him as well. And when you give me a platform like John Carter, the full spectrum of emotion that he goes through, it's a very fulfilling gig.
We should say before we get into it that I thought this was great. I mean, I don't blow smoke. It was really, really worked, and considering all the kind of media, and I suppose we'll deal with that now, just the... you know, the media tend to like, you know, behind-the-scenes implosions more than they like on-screen explosions. They like the idea that there's an exclamation mark somewhere to be found in this story. I mean, was that something that took you by surprise? Because it is, thankfully, a great movie in the end.
I think you just said it, though.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it is the work that matters, and if people want to tag in some kind of negativity before they even see it, so be it. Go see it, and we'll see what happens.
I should ask too about the fact that, you know, when you're stepping into a world where you've got warhoons and tharps and heliumites, you used a chalkboard back in Austin just to get yourself familiar. I guess it was really key.
You know that already. I just started telling that people last night.
The internet travels fast.
Jeez.
But that idea that you've got to, I guess you just really got to believe that this is real, and therefore the audience will believe, yep, this is real.
I mean, that's my job, really. You know, if you see an ounce of self-doubt within me, you're out. So I got to believe that even more so than you guys, just for you guys to be on that trip with me.
I was going to ask too, given that, you know, everyone from 1931, you had Looney Tunes, Bob Clampett try to make this, right up to Jon Favreau in 2006 gave up, and Tom Cruise and people like that have walked up to it and walked away. Was there a part of you that knew, here's Andrew Stanton, wonderful Pixar guy, you got Wall-E, you got Finding Nemo, they know how to make stories, and obviously he does too. Was there a part of you that just knew that this would work, or was this is a case of you have to wait till it's over to really know this all?
No, I don't think you want to wait until the end to buy into it. But I think for me, it was that first meeting. I walk into it, and I've never had this in my life. And, you know, you take 100 general meetings when you're in Hollywood, and you meet a lot of people. And this one was just a special one for me. You walk into this room, and it's floor-to-ceiling preparation. He doesn't talk about the grandeur of it. He doesn't talk about the budget. It's just me and him sitting just like this on a round table talking character, talking the full spectrum of emotion, the depth of John Carter, and that he's just interested in me playing it. So I walked out of that room just ready to, you know, put my hat in the ring and be like, I've called my team, and I was like, look, it's on. I'm doing whatever I got to do to get this gig.
I'm wondering too, when you're out in the middle of the Utah desert and sweltering heat, maybe 4 or 5 hour sandstorm has come in to keep everybody off, and you're standing beside Willem Dafoe and he's stilts in his grey slow-mo pajamas, and I might be a part of your brain goes, what the hell is this? Or,
you have moments like that. Lynn and I actually would, because, I mean, she's in, you know, tanned, tattoos, you know, contacts, everything. She's, you know, and then all of a sudden I look and I'm in this garb. And we're on these thoats, and they're motorized saddles, and you're in the middle of the desert, and you got Stanton with his little monitor walking with you, being like, yeah, you know, whatever we're doing on the day. There's moments then you got Woola, who's not even there, but will be. And then it's like, you have moments, of course, in between takes where you're laughing. I'm just like, man, look what we're doing right now. It's pretty great, though, for it to come out the way it did, and it's really that escape. It's incredible.
You did mention the fact that the kind of, you know, the media kind of sandstorm around the production is you say all part of the Hollywood echo chamber, and that's one of the main reasons you don't live there. The fact that you live out in Austin, but you have, you know,
did your homework, by the way.
It's my job.
Right.
But Hollywood are calling obviously all the time. You got Battleship, you got Savages. You might be doing Peter Berg's next movie. I don't know whether there's the Austin thing just gives you a good grounding, or whether you think, well, you know, maybe someday I will move to Hollywood, because that's where
I will never move to Hollywood.
Right.
I just simply won't work if that's the case. I've been very fortunate. I think, you know, at the end of the day, it's about the work, and I'd rather get work through my work and not doing that kind of playing the game in Hollywood or whatever people think you got to do to get jobs there. So, you know, if there's no work, then I'll never work for the sake of working. You know, if I got to take a year to find that right job, then it's going to be a year, you know. So I've been fortunate enough to work and create these relationships with a Stanton, with a Pete Berg, Oliver. You know, it's a great thing.
It's been all pretty quick now. I know 2002 you moved from Vancouver to New York. You're doing the modelling, but then you studied under Sheila Gray, and the acting kind of took off in 2006. You know, Snakes on the Plains happened. That kind of let you know that, you know, movies that get a huge amount of hype don't always necessarily hit. But also you get Friday Night Lights, which is a hit. And Tim Riggins' character, I guess, would have given you your first real taste of fame. And I don't know whether you knew straight away, well, this is fun, or whether you're slightly wary of that side, that fame does come with this gig.
Right. No, I mean, it does. And it's more flattering than not most of the time. And if anything, it's like, you know, I think I put a lot to it. Hugh Jackman's a good friend of mine, and he got a late start as well. We're both 30 when it really hit for us. And I think having a good sense of self before it all hits is a huge thing. I can't tell you I'd be reacting the way I would be if I was 17, 18, 19. Actually, I could guarantee you I wouldn't be reacting the way I am now. So it would be more of getting caught up in the shit, really.
I don't know if I have a minute left. I'm not sure. I don't. Rock and roll. I couldn't do the time there. Let me talk to you, man. Yeah,
likewise. Man.